Matt Ernst was my best friend, and we shared everything. We were roommates through college at Indiana, 4 years. Both graduated. He was smart, funny, good-looking, got a great job in finance. One day, after we're both, IU graduates, I got a phone call. I was home on Long Island, and this phone call was from his roommates, the Tommies, Tommy and Tommy, and they were worried about him. They had received a phone call from his work saying he didn't show up that day. Now, the reason this was so unnerving was because over the past few months, he had expressed to me how upset and depressed and upset he was over a breakup with his girlfriend. And he was really, really, really in a dark place. So much so that he would go to lengths through texts and calls describing ways in which he could kill himself in the least painful method. And at that point, I didn't really know what to say. Not only was I not capable of answering him in a professional manner, but I just didn't believe him. Him saying that he wanted to jump in front of a train, but also at the same time having an amazing job and being smart. It just didn't make sense. And I would tell him, oh, there's other fish in the sea, just generic stuff. And when it got really graphic, maybe I'd throw him a line to a hotline to a suicide help center, something like that. But it really never proliferated past that. About 2 hours after that initial phone call at home, I got another call from his roommates, and that call was started by a cracking sound, and that was them kicking open his door. They'd found his body with a plastic bag over his head. And all I could hear was screaming, and it was pretty much what you thought it was. Cursing, I'm trying to reach them, and they're saying, he's gone. And I dropped my phone, I screamed myself, and my mom thought something had happened to me. I mean, it did, but not physically. So over the next couple weeks, as his funeral arrangements are being organized, I'm thinking to myself, this is my fault. Like, I could have done something. I didn't say anything. I could have told the authorities. I could have told his parents. I could have done something. Day of his funeral, it's a March day about 2 years ago, 2013, and I'm wearing my suit. His mom had asked me to carry his coffin. There's about 250, maybe 300 people there, and they're all staring at me. And I'm crying. And I didn't know what to do. They obviously didn't understand what was going through my head, but at the same time, the pressure of all those eyes just kind of pierced me. And that's really when it hit that it doesn't have to be like this. You can say something. You don't need the stigma or the embarrassment surrounding it or any repercussions of a false alarm to prevent you from ultimately preventing a situation like this. And over the next couple months, about 9 months or so, I tried speaking about it. But to our close friends, or about 8 of us that we all lived together with, everybody brushed me off the same way I brushed Matt off. It's not your fault, generic, just kind of BS stuff that really didn't squash the weight that I felt. So I was finally connected and introduced to a community, an organization of people that shared a like-minded effort to speak up and ultimately reach enough people to break down the barriers and prevent something like this from happening. And that's why I'm here today, in honor of Matt, to share not only this story, but also to prevent others from happening by the simple act of speaking out. Thank you.